And we're back. Nick Testoni, joined by Jack Edelman and Sam Smith. Breaking news, not in the world of football. Anthony Rizzo is back with the Yankees. Thought
Yes,
I'd
he
get
is.
Jackson's take on it. Huge Yankees fan. He's going to be getting $20 million a year to stay.
It's a lot of
17
money.
million for the next 2 years, plus a $6 million buyout after 2025. Jackson, big Yankees fan. Thoughts?
It's interesting to see how fast they moved. It came out yesterday that the Astros, that was sort of their number one offseason target at first. So it was interesting to see how fast Cashman moved to get him. I'm happy he's back. 20 million's a lot, but it's not my fucking money. So pay whoever. I don't care. It's about
And
time, Hal. Pay
uh,
people, Hal.
and Sam, your thoughts on anything in life right now?
Kentucky probably has a minor league team.
Yeah, they do it's the Louisville Bats because it's right next to the Louisville Slugger Museum,
That's
and
Oh,
they
and
have
the bet.
the Bowling Green Hot Rods because it's right next to the Corvette Museum.
Do
okay.
all it all has
Well,
a lot of
So yeah, minor
museums.
league baseball.
I didn't know if you had anything to just comment on regular life right now.
No, you see, Giselle's dating her jujitsu trainer of like the past year.
Yeah, 18 months. That's sketch.
Yeah, real sketch, and taking the kids to Costa Rica, hang out with them.
Oh, that's bullshit. All right, let's get
Sorry
into
for
Tom
Tom.
Brady's Sunday preview because it starts in Germany with Tom Brady, who finally gets a win. The Seattle Seahawks lose in
Guten
Germany.
Tag.
Bucks 21, Seattle 16, Tampa Bay 5-5, Seattle 6-4. Geno Smith looked damn good though, I'll say. Do you guys
Yeah, he made a
agree?
couple. He made a couple of really nice throws.
Um,
That throw to who was it in the back left of the end zone
Marquise Goodwin.
to Goodwin? Yeah, that was a step up in the pocket, cross body. That throw was really nice.
Kenneth Walker, a bit of a down day on the ground, but picked it up with 6 catches, 55 yards. Did not get in the end zone. But still, you're starting everyone in Seattle. They're going on by, which sucks, but they've been a delightful surprise. Any thoughts on Tampa with Rashad White? Chris Godwin finally got in the end zone. Mike Evans, yeah. But are you guys interested in Julio Jones either? I mean,
He looked
No, not
fast.
Julio, but Rashad White. I think he should be starting by now. Uh, like Leonard Fournette, he just really hasn't been doing much this season. I think Rashad White had like 50 something yards after contact. He just looked really good running. And did you see that stiff arm where he threw the guy
Oh
like
my
five
god,
yards?
yeah, I
Put
did.
him in the
Leonard
ground.
Leonard Fournette's kind of turned into like Eddie Lacy.
Oh, he's
That
fat,
Yeah,
boy
huh?
is getting fat and slow.
Oh,
like Najee.
what about Tom? Does anyone have comments on Tom's wide? I just got a Najee joke. Um, they don't have any comments on Tom's wide receiver attempt.
I
Oh, I mean,
that
like
there
the
was
field
something with
looked
that
so
grass.
bad.
There was something
Yeah,
with
there
that
was.
grass the whole game.
Well, it's a soccer
I
field,
mean,
not a
I
football
don't
field.
I don't really know why
It's a
that play is
pitch.
even in the playbook.
Well, he was
Why is
wide
that?
open. I think they went to it because the last time they did it, no one even went near him.
I didn't realize that they had run it earlier this season. That would have been. Did he
Earlier
have a
that
catch
game.
earlier?
Earlier that
Oh,
game.
really?
They ran
He's
it
so
but
old.
Lenny took it himself, but no one even covered Tom. That's why they went back to it, but I don't think they sold it very well.
If so Tom, let's say he actually catches that ball and has a breakaway touchdown. Do you think he actually gets into the end zone, or does he fall down out of breath before he can get there?
I mean, if they hit him in stride, possibly. We'll get to it later. Matt Ryan had a 39-yard run that he
Yes,
was
he did.
moving.
I
And I
actually have
think
a stat
Tom can
about
run
that.
more than Matt. So that's just my thoughts. I think Tom's an athlete. I think Matt's a 37-year-old man. I don't know.
Jersey
Uh
strong.
yeah. But Bucks looked good, looked like they were back to form. I'd like to see Mike Evans get a little more involved, catch a touchdown. But besides that, good game. And obviously the Germany game, obviously a little weird playing early. I think the Seahawks got a little fucked, a West Coast team having to go to Germany.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
besides the fact they get a week off, let's go to the game of the week. Vikings win 33-30. I was so happy because Buffalo's really been pissing me off. Allen looked like shit at times, especially the second half. Devin Singletary, welcome to the NFL. 13 for 47, 2 touchdowns. Diggs looked great, obviously. Just he has those big plays, and then late he just has those plays where it's like paper cut. It's like 12 yards, 13 yards, 15 yards, just death by a million cuts if you're playing against him. 128 yards. Gabe Davis did score a touchdown.
Did you see what Josh Allen said after the game? Though you're ragging on him a bit, but he did take ownership.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Fuck him.
I that game I was upstairs because I thought the game was over when
I did.
they were going to kneel in the end zone. I mean, or on the one or whatever. I thought it was over, so I wasn't watching. And all of a sudden, I hear screaming from downstairs. So I ran all the way downstairs and saw what happened. I mean, it was unbelievable.
As soon as they didn't get in, which I really wanted Kirk to get in because I have multiple leagues. I was like, God fucking damn it, Kirk. You got to get in from the 1 yard line. That was 6 points off the board. But as soon as they didn't get in, I was watching the game with my dad and I said, it's not over because they have to they have to get forward. They can't take a knee. They're on like the half-yard line. And even a
Right.
safety, like honestly, a safety would have been better than what ended up happening. But as soon as it was a fumble, Soup has Eric Kendricks, right?
Yeah, we should have put him in the soups of the week. He scored over 20.
Yeah, well, we don't usually do that, but interesting game. Dalvin Cook obviously had the big run, which got him a touchdown. A real annoying one. CJ Ham got into the end zone.
That
God,
was a true football. That was a football fan touchdown.
First rushing
Respect
touchdown,
dive
and I think
straight up
it's at
the middle.
5
seasons
years
for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lead with the crown of your helmet like you're supposed to.
Thanks, Sam.
I believe, just quick fun fact. I believe I once started CJ Ham.
I think you did too.
I think it actually might have been in our league's championship. I started CJ Ham because I had Madison, and then Madison got hurt, and then Boone got hurt, and then CJ Ham was next up, and I think I started him. Didn't work.
No.
Didn't work. No.
Oh boy. Let's go to Chicago where the Detroit Lions are on a 2-game win streak. They're 31-30. They win. Chicago, I got something for you, Statman. I saw something that Chicago is the first team in NFL history to score at least 29 points in 3 straight weeks and not win a game.
That's
I
so
have that here
Chicago.
as well.
I did not see that though.
Yeah.
Oh, I have it here as well. Suck it, stat man.
I will.
Justin Fields threw the ball 20 times, completed just 12 for 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. Would you sell high on him? Because
No,
obviously the
because-
point totals are really high, but especially in our league and some other leagues, his point totals are ludicrous because he's had some really, really long touchdown runs that are not going to continue.
What do you think? I mean, it just depends what you think his floor is at this point. The way he's looked, I don't see him, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over and they keep this methodical, and then finally a big play, I don't see him getting less than 18 points. The way that he's running the ball, he's going to get you at least 50, 60 rushing yards a game.
I'm just floating the idea out there that he's playing some of the best football we've seen fantasy-wise from a quarterback.
Now,
and if someone wants to overpay for that, because I'm assuming no one drafted Justin Fields to be their number 1 quarterback. So they probably have someone else who's capable on the roster. Those are my thoughts.
Well, if you're someone like Derek who has Fields in the lineup now, but has Geno on the bench, you could definitely look, and Derek loves trading anyway, move Sam Smith. You listening, get rid of Herbert, grab one of them. He does have options to trade you.
You see, Fields pretty much hand his old college teammate a pick 6.
Yeah, I did see that.
Gave the ball.
That was a bad play, and that was still the Justin Fields. I don't know what he was doing. That was like the Lamar pick earlier in the year against the Giants.
Buckeyes
just
forever.
threw it up for no reason. Just a bad play. But Jamal Williams, 1659, a touchdown. DeAndre Swift had 6 carries for 6 yards and a touchdown. And he's playing a lot of slot wide receiver. He only had 3 targets, 1 catch for 6 yards. I mean, I wouldn't play him. I'm on Rob back to form.
They have a third running back that's in the mix now too.
Justin Jackson.
Yeah, he was getting.
Because they had someone else who I can't think of his name right now. Craig Reynolds, who went on IR recently.
Yeah, Justin Jackson, who was on the Rams previously, right?
But on the Chargers.
Not the Rams. Sorry, the Chargers. Yeah, he was getting run, and I'm sitting there wondering. I was playing against him this week, so I was happy to see that he continues to not be played. He seemingly is one of the most electric players in the league. You got to think the Lions know something that we don't, or else this wouldn't be happening.
I mean, he is on record. I said it a while ago. He's on record of saying will not be 100% for the rest of the year. I don't know how, what details that, but
he's got a black and blue mark.
I guess so.
Then will he ever be 100% again?
No. Will anyone?
No.
Cole Kmet, 4 for 74, 2 touchdowns, electric. Darnell Mooney, not great. And Chase Claypool, 2 targets, 1 catch, 8 yards. That's a dud.
What did he say? He was going to bring his all to Chicago.
He brought
He's doing
something.
great.
Let's
Yeah,
go to Kansas City. Jacksonville Jaguars. They look fun. I mean, they're fun to watch. I'll give them that. They lose 27-17. Kansas City now in first place in the AFC at 7-2. Jacksonville 3-7. Trevor Lawrence, pretty good day. 29 of 40, 259, 2 touchdowns. He got sacked 5 times, but didn't turn the ball over. Not a great day from ETN. 11 carries, 45 yards. 3 for 28 through the air. But Christian Kirk, 9, 105, 2 touchdowns. Sam Smith, maybe you're a genius, dude.
I mean, maybe I am. Maybe I didn't get fleeced during that trade. Like, who knows?
Well, you don't have Brees Hall, so
I don't. Like, I only have half of what I got in that package.
yeah. But clearly, a good Kirk's been. I mean, obviously, we all looked at that deal in the offseason and thought, "What the fuck are the Jaguars doing, giving Christian Kirk the bag?" But he's been really good, and the supporting cast. Zay Jones was good. I mean, Marvin Jones was already there, but he has his games. But Zay Jones 8 for 68. Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram's hot and cold. I mean, as a Giants fan, Jackson, you have to think, what the fuck? Because there's some times he puts down some pretty good games.
Yeah, I get upset when I see that, and I get happy when he doesn't. So, just another wasted pick by Dave Gettleman that is occasionally shining somewhere else.
The shreds, you say. Patrick Mahomes, obviously great. So here's the thing that we have to break down. Who do you want besides Kelsey rest of the season on this Chiefs team?
I would stash Pacheco and Kadarius Toney.
I think Toney could get a start this next week.
I think I would wait one more week on Toney, and if you see sort of the same role again, then he becomes startable.
But Juju's going to be out. And McCole Hardman might not play.
If McCole Hardman's out too, MVS is a sexy play.
Here we go. MVS does not play anymore. I mean, he did, but he got phased out of this offense. I don't know why you're pushing MVS on this team. But
he had 4 targets this game.
The thing with I'm just going to ignore that completely. The thing with the Chiefs is that their wide receivers don't have names on the back of their jersey. They're just people.
No, that's not true because Kadarius Toney, who is yet to, I think,
they are looking for Toney though.
Be fully integrated in this offense, looked really good. Did you guys like the way he went into the end zone? I thought he was hurt for a second, but that was just his way.
That was pretty athletic.
Now, one might wonder what his tattoo will be like for the rest of his life. Do we know that he has a full back tat of the number 89 and the skyline of New York? He's currently number 19. He's currently number 19 and living in Kansas City, I would assume.
It's crazy how fast his hamstring healed. As soon as he got traded, too.
I mean, it's crazy. You got anything to add to this, Sam?
I mean, the tattoo doesn't make me feel great considering Lamar has raven wings on his chest. So now I guess tattoos don't make it permanent.
Oh, well. Big trust, it says. Anyways, I'd like to say Pacheco. Obviously, I think you're stashing. I think Kadarius Toney, you can start. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, by the way, played 6 snaps this game.
Done.
Zo.
Done.
Oh,
thanks, Bryce.
My God. 2 targets, 0 carries. Played 6 snaps. I mean, this guy was a first round pick, and they could have picked any other running back out of that draft and would have been better. Taylor, Swift.
Pacheco looks like he's shot out of a cannon every time he gets the ball.
Done.
He is quick.
I think you can stash Jerick McKinnick too because he's the passing down back. Pacheco will be the main runner, but unbelievable. I mean, that is crazy. That guy had such a high ceiling and maybe a little too much in pre-drafts because it was just a good
year. He was a first round pick, remember, in fantasy drafts. People were huge.
He was coming from the greatest college football team of all time.
A good looking running back, obviously a little smaller, but profile was catching passes, coming to an offense with Andy Reid and this Kansas City team, and just done. Cleveland, Miami. Miami is unstoppable right now on offense. 39-17. They're 7-3. Cleveland 3-6. Deshaun Watson can practice this week for the Browns. Something to monitor. I'm sure he's owned in a lot of leagues, to be honest. I think he's owned in all my leagues.
I have him.
Grabbed him.
Jackson, I think he'll be fine like week 1 and 2, but the recovery process really just isn't going to be the same for the later weeks in the season for him.
I mostly grabbed him just because his first week back is Kyler's bye, and he plays I believe
Texans.
The Texans. Yeah, he plays the Texans that week. So
revenge game.
So I figured that would be a nice little pickup for fill-in.
Is that game in Cleveland? That depends if I'm going to play Amari Cooper.
I don't know.
All right.
Fell on deaf ears. Quick stat on the Dolphins. Oh, there you go. Sit him. Quick stat on the Dolphins: 70% of their targets go to wide receivers. So,
well, they're going on bye this next week, which sucks because, I mean, good God, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, not a great day. Still scored a touchdown. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill have been gold standards in the wide receiver game all year.
Well, how about the running game too? Was good. I mean, if they start running the ball like they did, how do you stop them? With
Jeff Wilson,
Mostert
17 carries.
Yeah.
Mostert 119.
An extra 65 on only 8 carries.
Both scored a touchdown. And then this week it was the opposite. It was Mostert who had more catches than Wilson. 4 for 22. 2 for 22 for Jeff Wilson. Just a lot to deal with there. On the other side, Kareem Hunt is useless. 6 carries, 9 yards. Didn't trade him.
They're letting him die over there.
He'll be somewhere else next year, and it depends where the fit is, but they're not using him at all. Nick Chubb, 11 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown. They didn't even let him catch passes. Nick Chubb had 4 targets.
Would you like him on the Ravens, Nick? Kareem Hunt? Or would you still?
But I'm not going to pay him that much money. He's going to want money, which is good for him. Go get paid. But the Ravens aren't going to pay a running back. Makes no sense if they can just keep drafting him. You know what I mean?
And then, yeah. I mean, would you on another note, would you say Tua is the MVP right now?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Oh, man.
I would put it between him and Jalen Hurts, right?
Because he just jumped up from, 1,100 or 1,200 to plus 400 in MVP odds.
Did he? I didn't even see that. And he's 7-0 as a starter this year.
I probably still have Hurts.
MVP odds.
Probably still have Hurts. He's just not... honestly, you want to know who the MVP is for me? Justin Jefferson.
So if you're going to go on that vein, what about, no bias, Saquon? What is this Giants team without Saquon Barkley?
Great, because Brian Dable. Speaking of the Giants, they won 24-16 over a great Houston team. Electric win for the Giants. They're 7-2.
7-2. Go G-Men. Lions
1-7-1 Houston. Saw a good TikTok where a guy, he was praying. New York guy praying to the gods, please let New York beat Houston. And then he received his wish. He got the Giants to beat the Texans, but not the Yankees to beat the Astros. That was the joke.
So is Odell gonna go to New York?
They said I was reading reports. It's between a coin flip.
Giants and the Cowboys.
A coin flip.
Is he gonna flip an actual coin?
Knowing him, probably. That seems like how he's made a lot of his life decisions based on a coin flip. So
should I get on this boat and take this picture? Heads, yes. Tails, no.
And
heads.
Yeah, well, Cancun. The Giants need to stay out of Cancun. Now we got injuries going on.
That's a shame. They have an international game coming up in Cancun.
It's played on a cruise ship.
Yeah. Played on an aircraft carrier outside of Cancun, just like that college basketball game.
Terrible.
For the Giants, Wan'Dale Robinson, you can go ahead and drop him. It's not happening. It's not really happening for anyone. I mean, Darius Slayton has his games, but you can't start him. It's too just can't predict what's going to happen. It's Saquon, and I think you can stream Daniel Jones at times, but besides that, the Giants are kind of a tough. Kenny Galladay finally got out there, dropped a horrible looking pass. He had 2 targets, a lot of money well spent.
Him. If they do end up getting Odell, they're going to release him to clear up the cap space for it. He's done.
Dameon Pierce, contract. 17 carries, 94 yards, didn't get to the end zone. Nico Collins looks pretty damn good. 10 targets. I had him early in the year. He got hurt. But again, nothing you really want to start in the Houston besides Pierce. I mean, you got to hold on to Cooks, I think. I think you could pick up Nico Collins.
Do you have to
Maybe
hold on to
not
Cooks
if
at
you.
this point?
I'd rather have him than some of the other people that are out there.
Would you rather have him right now or pick up Allen Robinson?
Cooks. I don't like that Rams offense at all.
I mean, the Texans are weird because Davis Mills is throwing like close to 300 or 300 yards every game, but Cooks just isn't getting the target share where he's getting enough production to like score 15, 20 points.
I mean, he's not getting anything. I think I dropped him in another league. I was done with him. And it seems like ESPN is finally catching on. He was still being projected like 12 or 13 every week, and every week it was like 6, 6, 8.
Yeah,
I think
he's
he had
brutal.
one game over 15 points this year.
Pittsburgh and New Orleans. We can be quick on this one. Pittsburgh wins. They're 3-6. New Orleans 3-7. I picked Pittsburgh solely on the fact if TJ Watt was back, and I think that's really the only thing that changed it. This game was brutal. The Saints are setting football back 100 years. Kamara 8 for 26. I mean, there's really you could just go look at the stats yourself. Andy Dalton 17 for 27, 174, one touchdown, 2 picks. The one touchdown went to Juwan Johnson.
You have a top 5 running back in terms of athletic ability on your team. Get Andy Dalton and Taysom Hill the fuck off the field. I'm so sick of seeing it. It's absolutely ridiculous. What are they doing? It
And
doesn't make any sense.
And from one team with a top 5 athletic running back to a team with a bottom 1 unathletic running back, Najee Harris 20 carries for 99 yards. So he got 99 rushing yards. That's pretty good.
Stumbling his way.
That's gotta be his season high.
I think he had a long run, and it looked like
36.
It looked like he got through the first part of the line of scrimmage and was like surprised and kind of slowed down and then realized that he was that he had wide open field and kept running.
Bad athlete.
Kenny Pickett ran in a touchdown. George Pickens ran in the other. This team stinks. I mean, offensively, they're just tough to watch, but they got to win. So let's move on from that game. Oh boy, another brutal one. We have a tough stretch right here. Tennessee 17, Denver 10, Tennessee 6-3. Oh my God, they're so bad to watch. And then Denver is 3-6. They're even worse. Denver, I'll get to them in a second. Tennessee, Ryan Tannehill's no better. Now he threw 2 touchdown passes, but I mean, the guy they threw it to, hold on. I'm trying to think about how to pronounce. Nick Westbrook Akine is, I believe, the name.
Sounds good.
I won bank on that breakout. One of the touchdowns was 2 defenders ran into each other. Oh no, that was on the other side actually. Oh no, that was the other side. That's how Denver scored their lone touchdown.
Right.
Undrafted out of Indiana. Absolute stud.
Thank you. You can't watch anyone on the passing game. I mean, he had 2 long touchdown catches, Westbrook Akine, but I mean, Malik Willis came in for a couple snaps. He fumbled a handoff exchange.
Yeah.
This team's tough to watch. Derrick Henry 19 for 53, nothing else.
So I do have
dropped a couple passes
for this. I do have a stat for this.
Okay.
I mentioned earlier that the Bills were at the 25% of red zone touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
The Tennessee Titans, with the most bruising running back in football, 0% red zone touchdown percentage in the fourth quarter of the season. They have not scored a touchdown in the fourth quarter in the red zone this season. You have a guy that you can just give the ball to him and he can run over people. It's another one you got to feed your king. I don't understand.
Well, speaking of that, by the way, I should jump back. Did you know the Pittsburgh Steelers, the longest touchdown they have this year is 8 yards?
They're ground and pounded to death.
That is. Russ had a QBR of 22.4.
Is that his high
for 286, season? 1 touchdown, 1 pick, took a couple sacks. He sucks. And the running game didn't really get going. We saw Chase Edmonds do nothing. Latavius, nothing. Melvin Gordon, nothing. The leading receiver, 1 catch, 66 yards, and a touchdown. That's the tight end, Jalen Virgil. Excuse me, I guess he's a wide receiver, but I mean, good God. You have Judy leave early. What does Cortland Sutton do? 6 for 66. He had a really nice catch, but Kendall Hinton was catching. He's the guy who's the quarterback a couple years ago. I have nothing else to say about this game. This is bad football. Let's go to a pretty entertaining one. And a big fantasy one. And, coaching debut win, Jeff Saturday. Biggest fan, Sam Smith, along with Soup. Colts win 25-20 over the Raiders. Matt Ryan was back. Didn't look great, but definitely way better for all of the weapons around. Josh Jacobs looked good, 21 for 78, a touchdown. He made a lot of nice cuts. Didn't really get the big breakaway run that we've seen, but, Indianapolis, pretty good defense. So I thought he had a good bounce back week. Devontae Adams, 9 for 126 with a touchdown, leading my team to victory this week.
Quick note about Jeff Saturday, just a fun story. My senior year of high school, I will redact names to protect the living. However, there was a girl in me and a couple of my buddies' classes. She was a little bit on the big side. And we called her Jeff Saturday for the entire year. And
Jeff belonged to Saturday.
And one time she overheard one of my friends saying that, and he got detention. Long story short. But
How did she know who that was?
I would assume Google. Google was in its infancy then, my senior year of high school back in 2017, but I think she was able to dial up the internet and make it work.
Sam, you ever called anyone fat?
No, not Jeff Saturday. No, not that level.
Certainly
that to Jackson.
Certainly hasn't been calling Najee Harris unathletic and out of shape the whole podcast, but
I will fat shame him 8 days a week. I don't care.
Michael Pittman, 9 targets, 7 catches, all kind of close to line of scrimmage. Paris Campbell had a big touchdown run big touchdown run after the catch, which kind of was the thing that got them the win. Jonathan Taylor looked like he was back. So let's just go to the next game, Dallas and Green Bay. Sam, do you have something you want to say about that game? The little stat.
When is Josh McDaniels going to get fired?
I think they're going to give him the whole year. And
Really?
I'm kind of leaning that way now because he's kind of inherited dumpster fire.
He's not a good coach. Even the last time he.
But look at their defense.
He wasn't a good coach.
Look at their defense. And all the talent, all the draft capital they've spent is gone.
Josh McDaniels began his coaching career 6-0, and since that, he has gone 7-24.
Yeah, and when he started off 6-0, that was when he just left the Patriots and off the Spygate stuff, and he was bringing the same techniques, and he got called after the 5th or 6th game, something like that. And then after that he just started losing. Honestly, just bring John Gruden back for the rest of the season.
Oh boy,
he was less problematic.
Green Bay beats Dallas 31-28. CeeDee Lamb looked pretty damn good. Tony Pollard looked good. Aaron Jones looked good. I didn't think he would. And then Christian Watson, he's going to be a big waiver pickup. I think it's kind of chasing some smoke. 4 for 107 and 3 touchdowns, but you're not going to get that often. So, I'm sure he'll get picked up, but I'm not starting him next week.
Would you take him or Pacheco off the waiver?
Pacheco.
Probably him, because I don't think the Chiefs run the football into the end zone. They always throw it.
I'm not starting either of them, but
no,
you can't pick who's going to have the big week over there every week. So I have no faith in anybody over there.
Dalton Schultz had a good game. Shout out tight ends.
2 in a row.
And then right before Sunday night game, we had the Cardinals and the Rams. The Rams are dead in the water. They look terrible.
Suck.
Guess who the leading rusher was for the Rams?
Who?
Cam Akers.
He's back.
He's back. 6 for 22.
He is back.
Higbee, 8 for 73. Allen Robinson, 4 for 44. That's pretty much what you got to look forward to without Kupp. And then Rondale Moore and Hopkins, 10 catches, 9 catches, both in the 90 yards. AJ Green did catch a touchdown pass, which sucks because, God, he's not relevant. And James Conner, welcome back. 21 carries, 69 yards, 2 touchdowns with Colt McCoy there. You a little nervous? Maybe Colt takes over for Kyler?
It's starting to look that way.
Yeah, he's been good. And then Sunday Night Football. 49ers beat the Chargers 22-16. Jimmy G, they've really put him in a very easy situation where he just gives the ball to a bunch of playmakers around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it must be nice.
Christian McCaffrey, 14 carries. Elijah Mitchell, 18. I lost in a league and I really could have used another McCaffrey touchdown. I don't care about the touches as much, but the goal line carries have got to go to McCaffrey. I was annoyed that Elijah Mitchell, I think, got 4 or 5, and he didn't get in on any of them. And McCaffrey got 1 and got in on it. Just my thoughts. I don't know if you guys have anything to say because Mitchell is getting to be used.
It's interesting to see what they'll do with the pass catchers. Like Kittle, I only had 2 targets, keep using him as a blocker, and he says he doesn't care. But it seems like it doesn't hurt them to give him the ball more. He's so great after the catch with the ball. I don't know exactly what the recipe is in terms of giving, who to give what to, but I would give more to McCaffrey and Kittle for sure.
I mean, I don't know why you would trade away a second, third, fourth, and was it a next year's fifth for a running back if you're going to just split time with them? You
And not
could have
give him
just
the
done
goal
that
line.
with Jeff Wilson.
Maybe they just want to keep him healthy.
I want him out there like 80% of the time, selfishly, for my fantasy team.
We'll see. Nothing really to talk about with the Chargers. Eckler didn't have the best of days. Still good baseline with his receiving, but my God, they don't have any weapons out there. Chase Daniel came out and played a couple snaps. Soup was texting me about how that guy has robbed franchises of money just being the backup because he sucks at football.
I think it's close to 50 million, and he has played in like 8 quarters or like 9 quarters.
That's the life, man.
Real quick, last thing.
Beat up for 8 quarters.
Last thing for this game. What's your scale of 1 to 10? What's your panic level on Deebo Samuel rest of the year?
6.
Yeah, I'd say around a 6 or 7 because you want those rushing yards out of them. But since they have 2 good running backs that they're going to be splitting time with, and Deebo doesn't want to be a running back, I feel like they were going to use him a lot in the passing game.
The rushing yards aren't coming for him, but again, like Nick said, the Jimmy G strategy is they're just giving it to their playmakers close to the line of scrimmage. So if they, you set him up with a couple screens, couple slants, he can still get in space and do what makes him great. I just don't think it's happened yet.
Monday Night Football, no longer an undefeated team. The Eagles lose 32-21 to the Commanders. Eagles 8-1, Commanders 5-5. AJ Brown, really dud game. Devonta Smith had a decent game, and then he fumbled it late on the last play of the game. Got -3 for that, for losing 15 yards receiving and fumbling for that last second play. Terry McLaurin looks like he's all the way back with Heineke. And then they ran the ball almost 50 times, did Washington. So Gibson and Robinson are the guys. There's plenty of workload there. I don't really have much more to say about this. They just did a great job of not letting Philly on the field offensively. They did not run a lot of plays.
Yeah, 6 minutes.
The time of possession won.
Yeah. Were you
left hand up? Who are we, Commanders?
Was I nervous?
Yeah.
I kind of expect that these times, so not a ton.
Okay.
I was expecting to lose. Every time someone texts me on Sunday, knowing there's still stuff on Monday, I don't even acknowledge it. So
you're 3-7 now, pal.
I know. Feels like a whole new world.
On the way up.
All right, real quick, Thursday night football preview. Packers are hosting the Tennessee Titans. This one really looks like a dud on paper. We'll see what we get. Packers are 3-point favorites, over under 41. You're playing Alan Lazard and Aaron Jones. You're playing Derrick Henry. I don't think you're playing anyone else in Tennessee. For Green Bay,
you could do like a scary flex Treylon Burks if you needed it.
I'm not doing that. Oh, thank you.
No, starting nobody. I mean, the line opened up at 42. It's already gone down a whole point just today. So it could be down to 40, maybe 39.5 come game time. So they're not expecting yards or points.
Would you start Aaron Rodgers?
I wouldn't. I'm Justin Herbert.
Yeah, it depends who else you have. I mean, if you're in a pinch and he's the best quarterback on your roster after last week, maybe you see some signs of life. I don't know.
Him over Russ.
I'll take the Titans in a low-scoring game.
I'll also take Titans.
Take the Titans points, but actually put money on it. Titans team total under 20. They're 4-1 in their last 5 games, and they've only scored over 20 once in that span. They win games scoring
They
low
win games
points.
scoring low points.
Well, that's all we got today. Eastside Fantasy Football Podcast. We have a Twitter, Eastside FF, capital E, capital S, FF. And then
talk about his football.
that's our great theme song sung by Jeffrey James, Parmigiani. Shout out to him. Great uncle of mine.
If you're listening, and we know you are.
He listens every once in a while. We'll be back on Saturday, maybe with Joe. Who knows if he's alive. Hey, gentlemen, it looks like you two, well, I will say Jackson's a lock. Looks like you're having a good chance of the playoffs. I don't know about me. I don't want to lose the league, but much brighter days ahead for you two, gentlemen. Thank you for coming on today and filling in a tight situation, time crunch, a lot of stuff going on. But if you got any final words, go ahead and hit it.
Milk with ice for life. That's all.
Statman.
Thank you to Jackson Edelman, St. James. I'm Nick Tony. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Smith.
You said Sam James.
I'm Sam
Smith.
Smith. Thank you.
All right, let's run it back.